Now, do you fancy a new hobby? I'm not talking golf or gardening. How do you fancy becoming an armoured knight fighting at close quarters with a sword? Well, Suffolk Swords might be the group to join. Sounds like it. Based in Ipswich, they take part in national reenactment battles, local country shows and other events where armoured medieval knights are needed for combat displays. Carl Sperling went along to one of their recent reenactments where members Chris Johnson and Dave Kirby were preparing for battle.
The temperature's quite warm at the moment, which, when you're wearing like 4.5, 5 stones worth of sheet metal, it gets a little bit cosy.
I'm guessing you have the armour on for quite a lot of the day. Is this a genuine replica of what it would have been like, or has it been made slightly lighter so it's easier for you?
Yes, it's very modern. We try to be authentic, but unless we go and raid a museum, we're not going to have 100% authenticity. But it's about, we've got to be comfortable, we've got to be able to fight safely as well. So it's kind of a combination of things.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, in fact, I'll ask you, Chris. So how do you keep it safe? Obviously, I'm guessing the swords are sort of blunted and it's not quite the same as it would have been. But how else do you sort of keep things safe?
So a lot of the safety aspect comes from just skill using the swords and experience. We're quite seasoned and well rehearsed in the sort of combat that we do, and we trust each other quite well.
And have you had any accidents?
None whatsoever.
It sounds like there's a story there.
Injuries, minor ones, are kind of part of what happens. You can tend to, you'll stub your thumb, or you'll take a heavy hit, or you'll just be hit under the arm or something. It does happen. It's just part of the hobby, and you accept it.
So cost-wise, what are we looking at for a full suit of armour?
So if you want a full suit of armour and you want to look very impressive and utterly dashing on the field, you could be looking at around about £6,000 to £8,000.
Wow, I knew it'd be expensive, but I didn't know it'd be that expensive. But I guess, a lot of people spend a lot of money on their hobbies, and you guys pretty dedicated.
We're not £6,000 to £8,000 dedicated, that's for sure. But we have invested a significant amount of money in our kit, yes.
And so I don't know if you're aware, but Kit Harington from Game of Thrones, he sort of lives in the region now. Do you think there's a place for him in Suffolk Swords?
Oh, more than likely. We've also heard rumours that there's a certain singer who has a castle on a hill, is also into swords. We'd love him to come and join in if he wants to come and swing a sword around at any time as well.
I watched newest member of the group, Vadim, being suited up for his big battle that afternoon.
How's that feel? Is that okay?
Well, I'll see when I move.
Okay. This is where we need a bunch of squires to come and do all this for us. You'd start at about age 8 upwards, learning how to dress your master, your lord.
So if we have any potential squires listening, get in touch.
Yeah, we don't pay particularly well. You might get a groat or two now and then, but you get to come and hang around with us and swing swords about.
So you're quite new to the group and you're going to be fighting a little bit later on. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I mean, it should be good as long as I don't get hurt. That's the plan.
The whole point of the armour is not to get hurt. That's why we make sure it's strapped in, it's all in the right place, and he is as covered as much as possible. But as we said earlier, a lot of what we do is learning to fight safely. So there's no risk at all, honest.
In just under 15 minutes, Vadim was suited up and ready to fight.
Well, I'm feeling well protected. I don't think anything can hurt me now, I suppose, so that's always good. Let's give it a test, because I haven't really been moving much, so let's see. Yeah, I mean, it seems fine so far. I can walk.
Yeah, we're looking okay, but can you fight, though?
Well, that's the question. I'll need to get my sword to see.
And do you think you're going to win the fight?
Sure, why not?
Come on, have some confidence.
Okay, I'll win. There you go.
I've got a blocking and filing weapon as well as his sword.
After the combat display, I caught up again with an exhausted Dave Kirkby.
It gets very hot, very tight, and yeah, there's nothing that you want to do more at the end of it is just start to peel it all off and go and lie down somewhere.
And are you looking for new members? How does it work? Do you have to bring your own armour with you?
Not everybody has a suit of armour in their house, unfortunately. We have all the basic kits. All you need is a fairly sturdy pair of gloves so you don't get any blisters. But other than that, just come along with a bit of enthusiasm.
There you go, that report from Carl Sperling. And if you fancy joining the Suffolk Swords, you can check out their website, suffolkswords.co.uk, or if you want to see them in action, they'll be at the Ipswich Family Fun Fest at Trinity Park in Ipswich on the 23rd and the 24th of July. I could see you in that role, Johnny.
Thank you.
Have you? Have you got a suit of armour knocking about the house?
Not that type of suit of armour. I don't know.
What other type of suit of armour is there?
No idea.
Oh, I wish I'd never asked.